Parliament has suspended consideration of the Ghana Scholarship Bill in Parliament. Now, this bill proposed by the committee in Parliament is to mount pressure for the committee to ensure that they fix the sector crisis, and they also wanted to open the doors for broader consultation before possible passage. That is one of the key reasons why they suspended the bill. Well, the bill proposes an independent body to oversee transparency and equitable distribution of government scholarship, but critics say it is riddled with loopholes and lacks adequate input. We'll hear shortly from the Chairman of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nortsu-Kotoe. But first, here's what you need to know about that bill. It's coming up on your screens right now. Some of the key proposals in that bill, and that bill, as we know, has been suspended. Parliament yesterday made that decision to allow for broader consultation. And one of the key proposals in that bill is one to establish a legal framework for awarding government scholarships, centralized and streamlined scholarship administration. And also, they're planning to eliminate the political interference and ensure transparency in the scholarship award system. And that's one of the key things they are proposing. Now, what are the key problems that this bill is hoping to fix? One, no law previously governed the scholarship operations. And so that was one of the biggest challenges that they had to face. Another thing is that there was fragmented system with multiple uncoordinated awarding bodies, and they are seeking to eliminate that with the introduction of this bill, which, by the way, just as we've told you, has been suspended to allow for broader consultation. Also, weak reporting, accountability, and monitoring mechanisms, and risks of political patronage and favoritism. Also, one of the key changes that this bill seeks to implement would be the replacement of Ghana's Scholarship Secretariat with a new authority. So this bill will give the Secretariat the powers that it needs to run as an authority, now having its own budget and how to operate. Now, there would be an introduction of clear legal criteria for the awarding of the scholarship. And this is one of the critics that the scheme has suffered over the years. The fact that every individual that applies for the scheme are sometimes sidelined because they felt that the political bigwigs in the system would often take advantage of the scholarship scheme, leaving those who are actually needy and in need of the scholarship struggling for that. Now, another key thing that this thing seeks to do is to ban scholarship for government officials and political exposed persons. So we have been engaging some of the key individuals behind this bill, and they tell us that this is one of the key concerns that have been raised over time, where members of parliament are given scholarships. And so they are hoping to deal with that with the introduction of this bill, end political patronage and corruption in awards, and align scholarship with national development needs. They also plan to streamline all schemes into a coordinated system and prioritize vulnerable groups based on merit, equity, and inclusion. Now, this is the biggest question that this bill seeks to answer, because really, how can you identify the needy? In time past, we've heard of cases where members of parliament and individuals who are politically exposed getting access to some of the scholarships. So how can you identify the needy, really? That's one of the key things that the scholarship bill is seeking to cure, to identify the needy in society. And then also, the criteria has been stated in this proposed bill: the academic performance, leadership qualities, special skills and talents, financial needs, extracurricular activities, career goals, and donor priorities. Well, I have been engaging Mr. Nortsu-Kotoe. He spoke to me earlier.
To have an important conversation. The Scholarship Secretariat, we all know, was created to help brilliant but needy students, individuals who crave knowledge but lack the financial backing to achieve same. And that's the primary purpose of the Scholarship Secretariat. But over the years, allegations of corruption, government's inability to actually fund the Scholarship Secretariat, and some key concerns about the individuals who are actually supposed to benefit from the Secretariat's job being sidelined, which are the individuals who people term as needy. And so we're here in Parliament because government is seeking to do something new, to transform the Scholarship Secretariat into an authority. They are planning to streamline the process and help to ensure that the needy students actually get the help they need. But will this actual bill solve that challenge? That's the conversation we're here to have in Parliament. I have with me my guest, Peter Nortsu-Kotoe. He's one of the individuals pushing this in Parliament, and we appreciate your time here on the Joy News channel. I just want to get an understanding. This bill seeks to make the Scholarship Secretariat an authority. And how is that going to solve the challenges in the scholarship sector?
Yeah, the Scholarship Secretariat has a long history. At the time of independence, the founder of the nation, Sajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, had a vision on a realization that there was the need to improve on the manpower resources of the country. That's at the time of independence and the First Republic in 1960. We needed engineers, we needed doctors, we needed various categories of resources, that is human resources. So we established the Scholarship Secretariat under the office of the president. So scholarships were granted to civil servants and non-civil servants, the military, to go for studies abroad. That was largely the objective of the Scholarship Secretariat. So at first it was not established just to meet the needs of the needy, but to improve upon the manpower requirement of the nation at the time. It has been there for over the years now. So it functioned as a secretariat, and there was a registrar in charge of the Scholarship Secretariat. Now, along the line, when we had the Northern bursary, schools bursary, that was added to the functions of the Scholarship Secretariat. You know, there was some scholarship for Northern schools. Yeah, so funding was going through the Scholarship Secretariat to senior high schools or secondary schools in the northern regions in those days. That was what was happening. Then again, it was extended to others who were needy but brilliant. So the Scholarship Secretariat liaised with various senior high schools or secondary schools in those days. So they identified students who were very, very intelligent but needed support. So it was going side by side. So we had both the foreign and the local scholarship. That is the history of the Scholarship Secretariat. Now, what has happened over the years is that there are allegations of corruption, which to a very large extent is true. And then the manner in which the scholarships were awarded and the rampant nature that it was being awarded, I think gave us concern. And President Mahama during the campaign promised Ghanaians that if he won the election, he will establish an authority that will be responsible for scholarships in the country. To not be left just at the office of the president for people to manipulate. But if there is an authority, we have a board that must look at the needs of the country, the manpower needs of the country, and then award scholarships where necessary, either for local or foreign scholarships or studies.
And how frequent will this be, especially when we're looking at the number of individuals that may be applying for this scholarship? And the board will not be sitting every day, would they?
It's not going to be an everyday sitting affair. What the authority is meant to do is to regularize, administer scholarships. There is time for applications. Maybe you want to award scholarship for 2025-26 academic year. Applications will be coming. So it will be the duty of the secretariat, that is the registrar or the director general, who will now be the new head of the scholarship authority, to compile all these things and then make recommendations to the board. And the board will review and then recommend for award. So if you go through the bill, you will discover that there is a structure that must be followed. And once you follow the structure, I think, and you merit it, you will get it. But one condition is that courses that are available in the country will not merit the award. Assuming you are going to do political science, second degree or masters, whereas we have opportunities in the country, why should you give you money to go and study political science, masters, whilst there are opportunities here for you in the country?
But what is the current application structure, and how does it differ from what is already in existence?
No, what is going to happen is that once you apply, there's going to be a database, and then they will publish everything about you, that Kofi Mensah, so and so and so, applied for scholarship to do so and so program. So on the website of the Scholarship Authority, you can go there frequently and check those who are applying for scholarship and those who have been awarded scholarship. We want it to be very transparent, because the regime that we had a few months or years ago, you realize that the scholarship was just awarded anyhow. Short-term courses, long-term courses. So we have students who are abroad now who are threatened to discontinue their program. Some have even retained because government was unable to pay their stipends and fees. And they were starving, so they had to come back to Ghana. That's why we want to pass the bill as quickly as possible, so that the authority will take charge, carry out investigations. Did they merit the scholarship? What was the motivation for those awards? So that they can make sure that those who actually merit it can continue with their programs. Because some have even just 3 months to finish their programs. But because of inability of the previous government to release money for their upkeep and fees, they had to return.
And that is a big concern, really. Should this bill be passed, we're wondering how government plans to fund it, to ensure that some of these incidents is not reoccur now that the Secretariat is an authority. How do we plan to ensure we fulfill our commitment after awarding the scholarship?
Yeah, that is why in the first place there's the need for a control. We don't just have to award foreign scholarships as if excuse me my language, kelewele, that we are sharing. You see it. That's why we are saying it's going to be on merit base and need base. So if you want to go and do maybe a course, and as I said, that course is available in all the universities in this country. Why do we spend public money on you for 3 years to go and then do that master program? You see, so we can give you local scholarship to do it here. So we're going to look at the criteria very well as contained in the bill, so that if the program is available in the country, you will not be given the scholarship. If it's not available, then you can be offered the scholarship to go and study it and come back. Yeah, so the bill, when passed, will be followed by what we call a legislative instrument that will spell out the criteria, how you can qualify, what you need to do before you can be given the scholarship. Yeah, so yeah, you want to say something?
I just wanted to find out, but how will you identify the needy? Because that's been one of the greater criticism of the previous administration, where individuals who were members of parliament, well-to-do in the eyes of society, were given some of the scholarships.
Yes.
So how will you identify the
So
need?
what is going to happen is that you apply, your details are there. It will be published. So if Kofi Mensah applies, his father is John Mensah, who is a politically exposed person, who will know. You see, all your details will be published. And that is what some people are kicking against now in the bill. That is my information.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who are these people? The minority?
Well, no, not the minority.
Okay.
Yeah, not the minority. I've got information
that
people are kicking against it because there has been a cartel which we want to break in this scholarship business. We are viewed as a business. So we want to break that cartel by passing this bill.
I can also see that some of the requirements have changed when it comes to the performance of the individuals that have been given the scholarship based on the bill. If you don't perform well, you're most likely to lose your scholarship. Is that the case?
Yes. What we're going to do per the bill and the ally that will follow is that the authority will be tracking your performance at wherever you are studying, if it is, be it UK, USA, Hungary, or whatever. It will keep track on you, how you are performing. And if you're not doing well, and the university there recommends that you should be withdrawn, your scholarship will be withdrawn. So it is not going to be a business as usual. We want to sanitize the system as part of the reset agenda. So if you are fortunate and you obtain the scholarship, make sure that you go and you must study within the time limit. If it is for 2 years, make sure that you finish within 2 years. Don't go and defer the course thinking that the Scholarship Secretariat will re-award the scholarship to you. That one we will not encourage it.
What then is the fate of individuals who probably, as a result of the previous administration, lost their ability to complete their program because government could not fulfill its obligation financially?
Oh, their cases will be taken on merit basis. That's why we want to
so
pass.
So they may have to reapply?
Not necessarily. What we want to do, or what will be done, is that once the bill is passed and the authority in place, they are going to take care of all those things. Currently, we owe about $40 million to the various...
$40 million?
Yes, for foreign students. That is what we are owing.
But so, why award contracts when you don't have the money to pay?
That is the question.
Why even award a scholarship in the first place?
That's the question everybody is asking. If you knew money was not available, why did you award the scholarships? So people call you, my ward was ejected from the residents in UK, USA. What is the committee doing about it? That is not the role of the committee. We can only talk. But the government at the time did not make the budgetary allocation for the number of students that were given the scholarship. And that created the mess. And for us to cure the mess, this is one way we can do so. We have to streamline the award system and make sure that if you merit it, you get it. Let me tell you a story, a recent one. I was at a WAEC award program with the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. So as the students were being called, one guy was called. He was the best in visual arts. And all other students who came and introduced them, they were reading BSc, BA, do you say it, at the various universities. But he was doing a certificate course, that guy. So when we inquired, the parents told us that they did not have the money to enable him do a degree program or a first degree program. Yeah, so a company had to volunteer that day that they were going to take care of his degree program in whichever university in the country you would like to attend. Do you see? So that is the real need or a needy students. So all those things will be taken into consideration. You will not just apply and no investigations will be done about you, and then so that these party sponsored programs, at least you come, you merit it, you are given. Once you are Ghanaian, you qualify for it.
But how can we be sure that there will not be politicization of this new process, especially because we know that individuals will lobby?
Yeah, if you know President Mahama very well, he will tell you that whoever merits for an award should be given. Do you see? Because if you look at the memorandum accompanying the bill, that is what the cabinet is saying. That we, as much as possible, the system must be sanitized. We should reset everything about Scholarship Secretariat or award of scholarships and make sure that those who merit it should get it. I think that should be the focus. Once we are moving forward, we should not be thinking about what happened yesterday, whether that will influence the decision today. We must start it before, if there's any challenge, I think we can also resolve it. Yeah. So I can assure you that it is going to be on merit and need base.
And I'm wondering, what would be the merit, really? If I'm a Ghanaian and I want to apply for it, what would be the criteria? How will you tell that I'm indeed needy? Ooh. If as a journalist I want to get government scholarship, yeah, do I fall within the needy criteria? Or
that's why I said earlier that assuming you are going to do a program,
yeah,
that is in the country,
okay,
which we can give you a scholarship to do locally.
Okay.
Do you see it? So instead of a foreign scholarship, we can advise you, take the course in the country, and then we'll pay a scholarship secretary can give you the scholarship locally to do it.
Okay.
Do you see it? So you don't need to go and stay in UK or US, wherever, for 2 years doing the program that is available in our universities in the country here.
Is there a cutoff grade you're looking out for?
We have not come to that. That will be in the LI.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, when you pass the bill into an act, there's a provision which says that within so and so period, the minister must come with regulations, yeah, guiding the operations of the act. So the minister has promised us that within 3-6 months, the ILI must be ready for approval by Parliament.
And I'm wondering, what specific budget allocation are you proposing when it comes to the bill that you're about to pass?
For a bill of this nature, we have funds of the authority.
Okay.
And as part of the funds, Cabinet has proposed monies approved by Parliament. So it is not going to be under the Ministry of Education. The President has directed that the Scholarship Secretariat should be an authority or an agency under the Ministry of Education, so that there will be a minister responsible for it.
So the Education Minister will oversee the authority?
Exactly. So there will be budgetary allocation for the authority to be approved by Parliament. Then also, they propose that up to 2% of the total oil revenue should also be part of resources available for the Scholarship Authority. Yeah. Then there also be a percentage from the Ghana Education Trust Fund. So when we are passing the formula, or we are approving the formula for GET Fund, there should be a provision for Scholarship Authority in the GET Fund formula. And then we are also expecting that there are a number of agencies or companies that can also contribute funds towards the scholarship award system in the country. Then such as donations, gifts, and other sources of revenue that will be available to the authority. So largely, monies are approved by Parliament, up to 2% of oil revenue, then also some percentage from the GET Fund formula.
Annually, will there be a quota as to the number of individuals who can apply and who would be awarded the scholarship?
The authority will determine that, but that will not form part of the bill as we are passing it now. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, the implementation of this, it will require a lot of strict monitoring to ensure that the authority fulfills its mandate. And how do you plan to ensure this is done?
Yes, there's going to be a collaboration. If you go to clause 30,
okay,
there's that provision over there. And then clause 31, there's going to be a collaboration and a monitoring system of all scholarships that are awarded. And even scholarships awarded by other agencies, like GET Fund, like Ghana Gas, or GNPC, or NPA, whichever group or public institution that awards scholarship, the Scholarship Authority will have to monitor them and make sure that it is done in the interest of Ghana, so that those who actually benefit are those who really require or need or meet the requirements for the award. So there's going to be a database for all the scholarships that will be awarded in the country. GNPC will tap into that. NPA, if they have, they will tap into it. Get Fund will tap into it. So Scholarship Authority is going to regulate all these bodies to make sure that they go by the criteria that will be set by the authority.
Interesting. Let's look at clause 29 of the scholarship bill that you're proposing. When it comes to the cancellation of scholarships, you say here that a scholarship awarded is to be cancelled for poor academic performance, which we have already discussed. But then I'm seeing here non-disclosure, misrepresentation, or falsification of information based on which the scholarship was awarded. Expatiate on that for me.
Yes, we have observed that people are on multiple scholarship in this country. Somebody is on Get Fund, and then is also on the JNPC scholarship or disassembly scholarship. So we have observed those things. There are reports on that. So as I was saying, that there's going to be a database. So any scholarship issued by GNPC will have to feed the Scholarship Authority with that information. So it is there. Get Fund will also feed Scholarship Authority with that information. So if it is discovered that you have this multiple scholarship, then you lose both, because you will be entitled to only one. So again, if you give wrong information about yourself, that will also lead to cancellation of the scholarship. That means you have misrepresented yourself. I hope we have gotten it, yes.
And I'm also looking at another clause here when it comes to miscellaneous provisions, clause 30. You say that there's going to be collaboration with other relevant bodies. Under the clause, the authority is required to, in the performance of the function under the bill, collaborate with relevant bodies. Then clause 31, when it comes to deals with refusals or beneficiary or scholarship to return to the country after completion of the program of study. Is it the case that after I have taken aid from the scholarship authority, for example, should the bill be passed, after my program, I am demanded to come back to the country, even though there's a job opportunity outside the country which I could leverage on?
Yes, by the conditions of award of scholarship. On completion of your course, you have to return to your country. That is the fundamental condition. However, in some cases, the applicant or the beneficiary may need some practical attachment after the program. That one, it will have to be granted by the Scholarship Secretariat. So the first thing is you must return to Ghana.
Even if there's a job opportunity outside the country?
You see, you are trained to provide manpower in your country. But assuming you go and do a course that there's no employment for you in the country, that is not what we want to encourage. Do you see it? But be it as you are saying, assuming you go for a course and then immediately there's no employment for you, you must apply to the authority for exemption of return. I know people who have been doing that. So maybe you went for a second degree program and there's opportunity for you to do a third degree, that is PhD. You see, you can write to the Scholarship Secretariat for exemption. Then they will give you authority to remain there and finish your program. You may go to a university there and they will need your service maybe for a year after graduating. They can apply to Scholarship Secretariat or authority on your behalf that we want Mr. So and so to do a 1-year program or attachment at the university or this industry. That one will have to be arranged with the authority. But on your own, the condition is that when you finish, return home.
But when you return home and there is no ready job, especially when the market is choked, would that be a prudent decision
Yes,
to make?
the issue is that you return as a first condition.
Okay.
Do you say it? As a first condition, fulfill that one. If you fulfill that one and you are not employed, then you have a case. But where you decide to take the law into your own hands that me, I won't come back, that one, you have violated or you have breached the conditions of agreement as far as the act or the bill is concerned, and you must be brought back home.
I'm seeing here that when it comes to monies for the authority under clause 21 and 22, when it comes to administrative expenses of the authority, you are proposing here that the standards provision on accounts and audits and annual report and other reports are dealt with under the clause. And what this would mean is that we would then be seeing the audited accounts of the authority. Will it be made public though?